So sort of starting to say the second parak. Kol shah shemuter lechol machel. So the whole time, whenever every hour that's mutter to eat, then you can feed to your behema, your chaya, and your oifus. And you can sell it to a goy. And it's mutter bahana. Seemingly all these are kind of poshut, and the Gemara will go on and say poshut. So when you can eat it, you can feed it, because it's mutter bahana. Overzmana, when the time is past, asr bahana. And again, it's a bit poshut because we just said in the Reisha that when it's mutter bahana, you can eat it during the kol shad that it's mutter to eat. That's before the zman of echila. So over zmano asr bahana. So therefore, before the zman is mutter bahana, before the zman is mutter bahana, after the zman is asr bahana. So kind of poshut. Then the Mishnah ends v'lo yasik bo tanor v'kirayim. You can't burn it in order to heat up the oven. You would think that burning it to heat the oven, you're doing sreifa, you can do it. Rabbi Yehuda Oimer ein bir chometz ela sreifa v'chamin oimrim af mefarev v'zer l'ruach or mataliyam. So the Chachamim say that you can kind of destroy it whichever way you want, but Rabbi Yehuda says that the bir chometz is davka with sreifa. So in essence, they kind of confuse you in Mishnah. So Rashi says kol shah l'diyuka itzarich. It's okay because they only need it for the diuk. The tiduk, what's the diuk we're gonna make? Ha misha she'ena motor lechol ena motor leachil. So this whole thing is kind of partial. Kol shah she'motor lechol machil lebehema motor bahano. That's partial. He said, but it's to get us the diuk. She'ena motor lechol ena motor leachil. That when it's not motor bahano, it's not motor to feed. So motor lechol machil. So lo motor lechol ena machil. But seemingly that's taket in the Mishnah. Oivers mano aser bahanoso. So Rashi here is mamash pella because why is he saying that this is for a diuk when the Mishnah itself says a beferish is din and Rashi says it's a diuk. So the Sfas Emes, the Mishnah. So b'mishnah kol shekein shemuter lechol machil. Perish Rashi l'diuk yitzarech demashmaj aser lechol. The kasha says the Sfas Emes taha tana seifa. We said in the seifa behedia avers mano aser bahanosoi. Then brakasim kein lo havile lemisnei bereisha ela kol shekein shemuter lechol muter bahano. The kein heksha Orach and sham he leaves it as a tzarachin. So the Sfas Emes is going further. V'yesh loimer kavanas Rashi. This is the kavan of Rashi. The aser lachil afilu is a chiddush here. Aser lachil afilu lebehema hefker. K'moshe kosav b'Yerushalmi. Lo yechil v'svar le Rashi degam al pi b'shos the rabbanon aser. So the ikar chiddush according to the Sfas Emes of Rashi here is ha mashma she'ena motor lechol ena motor lahachil, even to a behemoth hefker, because from the Mishnah itself, avers manu aser bahanoso. I would understand that it's only for your animals, but even a animal hefker, it would be aser. That's the diak of the Reisha. Now, seemingly, why don't I learn that from the Mishnah itself? At this stage, l'chayra, there's no hana from giving to a hefker animal, and therefore I would need this specific thing by Rashi. If you have a look at the Shulchan Aruch, asur la'achil chamsa b'Pesach afilu lebehemes acherim or shel hefker. So it's on Pesach. You can't feed your chometz to your behema. That's kind of obvious because you get hana. But even other people's behema. So I can't feed your dog my chometz on Pesach. Even shel hefker. Because there I could say that I'm getting hana from giving food to your dog. But a hefker dog, I get no hana.
It's your chaya too. It's your chaya.
Well, what do you mean it's your chaya? Chayas are wild animals. So we have to question, why can't you feed a behemoth hefker? What's the Pasha Pshat of why you can't feed a behemoth hefker?
Feed. It says to feed.
One answer would be hana. You get hana from feeding hefker animals, or there could be something special by Pesach. So the Gemara here, kol shah. So I'm a Rebbe, imi man tana kol shah. We can skip all this really. So I'm a Rebbe Yossi, ma'asin and matzina kol chametz lo shalos. Mantana shalos is Rebbe Meir. So the shalos is the one is mutter and aser. I'm a Rebbe Bon Bar Chaya Kumi Rebbe Zera Zosa Meres shemutter la'echel behemes hefker. So this is a first in the Yerushalmi that Zosa Meres this sugi here saying that you can't feed a behemes hefker. So we have to see what is this Zosa Meres. Zosomeris, what is the? So we're going in reading the Mishnah. Zosomeris, the Mishnah. We have to see what it is. Zosomeris shemutter lechel the behemes hefker. So here we have. This is the korban eda. Zosomeris. Midatani b'Mishnah umatzil yam. So here we have at the end of the Mishnah that how do you get rid of your chametz? You throw it into the yam. So you throw into the yam. Even though that the fish are going to eat your chametz, or sheyochol levo akum beyetul, and even the goy, it's a bit strange. The goy is going to come into the sea and take the chametz you threw in there. Filohachi, it's mutter. This is still mutter way to get rid of your chametz. Shmamina mutter shlachel chametz lebehemes hefker. Therefore, you see that the fish in the sea is behemes hefker or whatever, a hefker animal, and you can feed your chametz to it. Otherwise, you're not allowed to throw the chametz into the sea. Seemingly, that's a good. So again, it's against the Rashi where we are right now. We're saying it's mutter to feed your behemes hefker because it says mataliyah. The Pnei Moshe. Again, these people are achroinim who whatever they love. They read the Rishonim and put some pshat into the. That's also Merish Motlechel. Hatikatani Over Zmano Aser Bahanosokai. This is always going back into the Mishnah here, and it says once the Zman is passed, it's Aser Bahano. Mishom Dekasha Le Pshita. It's obvious that it's Aser Bahano. My Kamashmalan Hilkach. The Mefarish Lutiyuka Katani the Davka Bahanoso Hu the Aser. Kakon Laechlu Le Behemto. So just like feeding it to your behema. Aval motor hu leechlu lehachmitz lebehema hefker to ein lo the ein ze lahanoso. So that refers to Pnei Moshe saying that it's not. He's learning from the Gemara here that there's no hano from given from behemoth's hefker. Now again, this is the opposite of our Rashi. We're saying that we have overs manu aser bahanoso. They were making a dig. There's no chiddush there. We're making a dig from there. There's mutter bahano. Rashi's got in the beginning that it's aser bahano, and Rashi doesn't say that. It's the Sfas Emes giving pshat in the Rashi there. I mean, there are other pshatim in Rashi, but in the Chayra, as you see in the Shulchan Aruch, it's this is the halacha that's also in the. Here we have this is the grach bir hagrach. The grach is Hagoyin Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky. So he writes a perush on the Yerushalmi. So in the this is the Yozva Hodder, so they have it in the side. Obviously, the older Yerushalmis don't. So it's a merish also laachil lebehemes hefker. To afal p shehefker hu mikomokim yishlo ke'ein hana. Here he adds in this word ke'ein hana, bekach. It's always good to see Rav Chaim because he's got kol Torah kula. So, Pnei Yeshu's given his pshat, and the Korban Yeshu's given his pshat, but like Rav Chaim's given everything. So he adds in the word Ka'ein Hana, B'kach Shenaseh Retzoinoi. So what's the Hana? That my rotzen was done. Right? So if I feed the stray cats, I become their lord, and they need me, and I get validation because the cats come to my nachlot house, and they eat the whatever food I'm putting out. So my rotzen is being done by these stray cats. So it gets great. I feel like my life has meaning now. It says that you feed your behema. If it's his behema, we already learnt it. Right? So once you know it's put a mutter bahano, then you can feed your behema. So even the behema, It's not that the chaya is hefker, the behemoth is yours, and the chaya is hefker. No, even the behemoth is hefker. El al korcha bebehemoth hefker myri ubisha she'oichel machil ha bisha shehu oiser lechol eno machil v'filo lebehemoth hefker. And that's kind of punkt, the opposite of Rashi, because he's getting the Pnei Moshe is getting from the Seifa, the Korban is getting it from you feel put into the ocean, and Chaim is getting it from the opposite, from where Rashi gets it it's aser for behemoth hefker. He's getting as mutter le behemoth hefker. So the Gemara continues. Heisev Rabbi Yirmiyah v'hatanin mifarer. One of the issues of the Yerushalmi is very vague, and when it's very vague, you can kind of put lots of different pshatim into the Gemara, and they'll make sense eventually. So I'm just going to understand that we're going to learn it this way, but you'll get lots of different perushim which disagree. So Rabbi Yeir is the Hatanan Mefarer. Like what exactly is his question? So I'm going to learn it that since you Mefarer it and before you put it into the yam, so therefore the fish isn't going to eat it. That you're putting it into the pirurin gets dissolved in the water. If you throw a loaf of bread into the water, so the parts of it is going to kind of like dissolve and not be edible in the water, and then you'll have like the gush of the loaf left. But if you already put everything into crumbs, then the crumbs will basically dissolve in the water, and then there's no chametz there to eat. So we're saying we can't learn from there. Again, this fits in with the Korbanedes pshat saying that we're learning it from throwing it into the sea. So Rabbi Yirmiyah kikoros. So Rabbi Yirmiyah learns that even if you throw a kikar into the yam, so again in the Mishnah itself, it's mefareris into the mefarer v'zor leruach or mato liyam. So that mefarer is zore leruach, that you put into crumbs and throw it into the wind. But when you put it into the yam, you can even put a kikar. So Amar le Rabbi Yossi lo amar ela mefarer v'keven shapiru bottle. So Rabbi Yossi here is saying, even into the yam you can put the crumbs, but once you mefarer it, then the kavana is to bottle it, and therefore it's not yours, and therefore they can eat it. Is that point clear? That when you mefer, because you bottle it, they're not eating your chametz, and therefore it's mutter for the fish to eat it, because once it's bottled, because you've the Ida, the Mefererin is the act of Ishel, yeah. The Ida and the Ida Amar Da, where do you the Heichen Amar Davar Zeh? What's the Mechatesi? Lo, so here we have the pasuk, Lo Yechel Chametz Hayom Afilu LeKalavim. Don't eat chametz today, even to the dogs. Lo Yeyechel Chametz. It's in the passive. It's not don't eat chametz. It's chametz shouldn't be eaten. So lo yechel chametz. Here's the pasuk down here. V'emer Moshe Alam Zechor Yom Hazeh Asher Yitzim Mitzrayim Beis Avadim Ki B'chutz Hakad Utzi Yitzcham Yisrael V'lo Yechel. It's in the passive with the tseirei and the komutz. Lo Yechel. So chametz shouldn't be eaten. Then Hayom, I'm not really sure why this Hayom is in the next pasuk is in here. I don't really have shot in that, but Hayom. Even so, Yeyechel shouldn't be eaten. So here, the Yerushalmi is learning this pasuk. Lo Yeyechel Chometz. The davka by Chometz, we have this isser of it shouldn't be eaten. Since it should be eaten, I don't care if my dog eats it or your dog eats it or a hefker dog eats it. Chometz should not be eaten. So here we have we have a separate new limud as to why a hefker animal can't eat your chametz, and it's not because of hana. It's because chametz has a special pasuk; it shouldn't be eaten. So your chametz should not be eaten. So once you get rid of it, so therefore it's not your chametz. So again, it's not like a goy. You have to shoot people in McDonald's eating burgers or eating pizza on chametz because it's not your chametz. Goyim can eat chametz; it's okay. It's not chametz shouldn't be eaten on Pesach. That's not the issue. Your chametz shouldn't be eaten on Pesach. There it comes to give an isser bahana. Ma'anan kamen ve'im im lekabo hani isru hani eleki nan kamen nafila kala v'cherim. So if it's your dog, then it's already also bahano. So therefore, what's the pasuk coming to say lo yechel? Even other people's dogs. So samara she'asr le'echlu lebehemis hefker. So that's the limit of the Yerushalmi coming from this pasuk lo yechel chametz. Now if we go back into the Shulchan Aruch says what it says, and then we have the Magen Avram.
Just before we go from
so in the Magen Avram, here's a Tasser Shel Hefker. De mehanehu k'shenoitin lebehema. Ayin Mashakosov in what the Truma Sedeshin or something like that, or Ayin Mashakosov Siman Tav Mem Hey. So here the Magen Avram is learning in the Shulchan Aruch that it's because of Hano. Now, there's a big nafkamina between the two terutzim. So we have two ways to learn why feeding your chometz to a behemoth hefker is also. Is it because you get Hano from it, or is it because of the pasuk by chometz? Yolo yehel chometz. The big nafkamina is Shar Isurei Hano. Now there's, can you name any Isurei Hano? Chometz is an Isur Hano. Obviously, before Pesach, it's not. But Chometz is an Isur Hano. Any other Isurei Hano?
Chalev.
Chalev?
Are you talking in general? You're talking about?
Asur Hano. Chalev is an Asur Kares. It's not Isur Hano. Why can't you have Hano from Chalev? You can sell the Chalev.
Basar v'chalav.
Yes, not Basar v'chalev, Basar v'chalav. I mean, there's lots of stuff for coaching. It has to be non-coaching. You have Orla, you have Kalei Kerem.
right. So
Sure. Yeah, but that's not one of the six. Sure Haniskal. But the main things that come into, you have chometz and basar v'chalav. Most other things are not. Now, Kalei Kerem and Orla are bottled in 1 in 200. I was trying to get a list of things that are bottled in 200, and AI told me milk in a pot of cholent or chicken soup is bottled in 200, which I thought was which was like a first year Balchuva reading a Mishnah about bottling. Kalei Kerem would say exactly the same thing. But it's
Technically.
like I'm too from the bottle the I'm only bottle one.
So Kalei Kerem and Orla are burnt. You have to burn them. So there they get an extra hit. So Isser Hano are bottled b'meya, and then the Kalei Kerem and the Orla, since they have to be, the din of those is you burn them, they go up to 200. But milk, if AI is watching, milk is bottled in 60, like all tam. So you have, if we go, you're not allowed to have hano, feeding hefker animals is called hano. So therefore, basar v'chalav you can't give to the stray cats. If the isser of hano for chometz is because it says lo yechel chometz, so therefore you can give the basar v'chalav to the cats, to the stray cats, because it doesn't go out. So therefore you'll come out with the nafkamina is that if you learn that it's hana, therefore all isurei hana is also to hefker animals. But if you learn that it's a special pasuk by chometz, therefore chometz is also by to the behema, and all other isurei hana is mutter to hefker behemas. So we have this taz here in again Yora talking about isurim, and really the whole beginning of the taz is a bit relevant to what we want to see. It's just the end of the taz here. V'kol zeh be'kedeira shenesra. It's all this for a pot that was osred. Aval hamachil, but the food itself that was osr. Kosov be'isr v'heter ha'aruch. And the Rishal, they all say shetzarch lehashlichoi. So here we have an issue that got into the foods, and you have to get rid of it. Davka lebesa kisa, you got to davka throw it into the toilet. Because they didn't have. I don't know when flushing was invented, but they didn't worry about bits of like a challah getting stuck in the toilet and calling out the plumber, because the challah is stuck in the loop. But they have again these open toilets, whatever it is, so you can just throw it in there, and then it's mamash. No one's gonna be picking the challah. You can whatever at a goy picking the challah out of the sea or a river. You ain't gonna be picking it out of the toilet. Aval lo lifnei akelev, afilo ein akelev shelo. So here the Taz, you have to get rid of a mamish. Aval lo lifnei akelev, afilo ein akelev shelo. So here that these isurei ba'alma, nothing to do with chometz. The food became osir b'hano. Now you can't even give any osir hano to the kelev. So the Taz going that it's a hano. Here we have the piskei teshuvah, not to be confused with the piskei teshuvos. So here's going on again. It's an Yora sugya. Asher bahano, Masha goes on avalo lifnei kelev, afilo ein kelev shelo. What's that? Ayin Taz. Who medivrei Taz? That's what the Taz says. Shekatov kain b'shem, the one of these three guys. Yeah, the Yisrael Heter, the Marshal, and the Talmidei Chachamim. Again, ein kain das hagoyin bal makor Chaim, whoever he is. And he gives in the things there. The davka b'chometz b'Pesach is gasher b'hano. The kain kosev. There we go. Beir hagro. So the Vilna Gaon, he holds that it's davka by chometz b'Pesach. Sham ayin sham b'katzas raya milakaman ayin sham yal riach zemek metoiz psochim v'ever menacha yesh lefakfek ayin sham. So here we have, so basically we have a machlokas achronim, Taz, and his people on the one side and the Gro and his people on the other, as to whether you have Isurei Hano of Kol Torah Kula or Aser Behemoth hefker. Again, we paused and we saw the Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch holds that it's Aser, but you can't feed chometz to hefker animals. So it's a maklokish achronim. Then if that applies to all the Surei Hano or just on chometz.